We're welcoming Joe Steinkamp, the Policy Director for the Indiana Soybean Association and a member of the American Soybean Association Board. Joe, thanks for joining Agri-Pulse Leaders Forum.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you with us to talk not only about some of the conditions in Indiana, but some of your concerns on the national level. You went through a pretty tough drought last year. How are growers faring by and large?
Well, we had a terrible drought in 2012, but soybean farmers are a resilient group, and the best thing that soybean farmers have done, and all farmers in general, is took advantage of the crop insurance program that's offered by our local agents, but is backed up by the federal government. So if you bought crop insurance in 2012 and you did your marketing right and you bought the right levels, 2012 wasn't the disaster year that it could have been. And I'd say over 85% of our soybean farmers took advantage of crop insurance, so that made it not a disaster for the whole crop, for the whole year, at least financially. But at the same time, we're all disappointed because our purpose in life is to grow as many soybeans and as much corn and wheat as we can, because that's our job, is to feed people.
Great. And we did see continuation, of course. Crop insurance keeps going. We had a farm bill that was extended, but we've got a lot of uncertainty about where the farm bill is going to go in the future. What are some of ISA's top policy positions as we look ahead to the possibility of a new farm bill?
Well, our number one policy position is to get a farm bill approved. And then inside of that farm bill, we want to make sure that crop insurance is protected, because that's our number one risk management part of our business, so that we can figure out how to maintain our standard of living and keep our equipment and everything up to date so we can produce the most soybeans possible. So the farm bill is important for the crop insurance aspect, but also there's other parts of the farm bill that all of our neighbors and our neighboring farmers don't think about. It's all the export parts of our farm bill, the dollars that are spent to help let other countries know that we're doing a good job raising a sustainable crop of soybeans and in a sustainable way, and a safe one, because all about food safety is very important, not only in the United States but internationally. And so the only way to get our message out is to have the dollars to get out to talk to these people and remind them of that.
So the foreign market development dollars are also very important on your list of priorities.
They're hugely important part of our list.
And that brings a lot of jobs, I'm sure, not only to Indiana growers, but to those who are working in trucking and shipping and generating those export markets.
And our other big policy position that we're really wanting to put to the forefront is our infrastructure of the United States. Local roads, national roads, bridges, railway systems, and our water system, the Mississippi and Ohio River, which is Mississippi particularly has been in the news a lot in the early 2013 here. So we not only want to keep the water flow levels high, but we want to make the transportation system the top one in the world. And our competitors in Brazil and Argentina are improving their infrastructure, and our infrastructure has not had the attention that we'd like it to have in the last 20 or 30 years. It's just like the roof on your house. You don't know it needs fixing until it starts leaking. Well, our locks and dams are starting to leak, so we want to make sure that we're providing them the maintenance that we need, and also improving them to the best of our ability, because as the Panama Canal opens up, and there's going to be more opportunity to export more from the United States, and they're expanding the Panama Canal in 10 years, and we want to be able to do those kind of things here in the United States.
And certainly the people who use the waterways are paying taxes so that they can be upgraded, but those dollars aren't always flowing through and getting to the places where they're most needed to update our locks and dams.
Yes, there's a particular tax that goes on the shippers that use the locks and dams on the rivers, and it's called the Inland Waterway Trust, and all those dollars are supposed to go to capital improvements. And right now, the American Soybean Association, along with Indiana and all the other state associations, that's a big push to remind our legislators to use the dollars that they were allocated for originally and what the original tax was for. So we are very interested in moving that forward. And not only to mention at the national level, but even the state of Indiana is doing some things for roads and bridges. In 2013, they just approved to use part of the sales tax from Indiana to fund roads and bridges at the state and the county level. So they're going to take 1.5%. The sales tax in Indiana is 7%. They're going to use 1.5% of that sales tax for roads and bridges. So we're excited about that to improve the infrastructure of Indiana.
Great. So in addition to Farm Bill and infrastructure, are there any other topics at the top of the list for Indiana soybean growers as we look ahead at 2013?
Well, I guess, and then I mentioned the soil productivity factors were important to Indiana farmers, because if the soil productivity factor on your farm went up, that meant the property taxes were going to be heading up, and you didn't have any particular control on it. So the Indiana Soybean Group has been instrumental in working forward to help seal those soil productivity factors at a previous level of 2012.
And that's in the Indiana State Legislature, correct?
That's right. I think it's passed out of both houses already, so we're very excited about that.
Well, thanks for the update. We really appreciate you being with us on Agri-Pulse.
Thank you.